What up? Welcome back to the channel. I'm MoedotJ and we are locked in. This is the recap for American Primeval on Netflix, episode 5. The last thing we seen was young Devin with his leg broke and they had to snap it back into position because, listen guys, it's only pain. But of course, Sara's on the trail with us, so whenever Sara's with us, we gotta always look over our shoulder because danger is around any corner. Also, we know that Governor Young is trying to buy Bridger's fort and turn it into Mormon land to be the only settlement in Utah. But before we jump into this and break down episode 5, if you like the Wild Wild West, if you like bounty hunters, if you like playing the game Oregon Trail, always pick the banker, then this might be an episode for you. This series overall, pretty damn good. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button, turn on your notification bell so you get something every time I upload. Make sure you hit that like button and let's go ahead and jump into it. This is the recap of American Primeval, episode 5 on Netflix. Starting off the episode, we see Captain writing a letter. Now, this letter was to request 500 members of backup from the military to come and fight the Mormons because the massacre was taken out by Americans and not the quote-unquote savages. Now, the thing is, we see that the Normans in the Church of the Latter-day Saints, they intercepted this message because of Lieutenant Pepper. So right now, they're giving a good old whipping to Woolsey. And the reason they're whooping Woolsey is because he let some witnesses go. So right now, the 500 troops, the backup, it isn't coming. After whipping Woolsey a couple of times, Wild Bill is letting the rest of the Mormons know they're trying to take our land. They're trying to take from us what we rightfully deserve, and they all need to be eliminated. Now everyone's out here and they're going along with it because this is how they eat. This is their livelihood. This is their protection. So the Mormons, they're trying to gather up and they're about to go and attack the cavalry to get them off the land. And of course, they'll just try to blame this on the savages also, aka the Native Americans. So if the military does come here, they won't do anything. But pay attention closely what Governor Young is always saying. This is God's country. This isn't America. Isaac has been around for a while, so he knows the wilderness. He knows when he sees an injury. And right now, little Devin, broken leg, it's on his crippled leg already, and he has a fever. So what they're doing right now is just trying to assess the situation and see if this leg is going to make it through this winter blizzard. Two Moons, she's staying right by his side, while his mother Sara, she's actually gathering the medicine. But you can tell that this thing is getting bad, and since it's cold, that gangrene might be kicking in, some frostbite might be kicking in. The bargaining has been going on for a while. The negotiation of the Mormons over Jim Bridger's fort, they're going back and forth. We know that Governor Young keeps showing up. He wants this land. And the reason he wants the land is because if they can get this fort and wipe it out, that means less immigrants will come out here and stop. And if they do, they have to deal with the Mormons, meaning they can make money and they can dictate what they're doing. But Jim, as he mentioned earlier, he doesn't want to start fresh at this age in his life. So you're going to have to come up with a deal or a number that is sufficient enough for him to just ride off into the sunset. Now, this initial price that he sees, Jim doesn't go for it. And this makes Governor Young mad. So he's like, I'm going to be back, but I'm going to give you a deal you can't refuse. Young Devin is going through it. Oh, my leg. Mama, help. Isaac's looking at that leg. This is the only thing he's thinking about. We about to have an amputee here. We're gonna have to get rid of that leg. That's the only thing we can do right now to save this. Now, of course, Sara was like, no. Don't take his leg. Don't take his leg. But then you look up and all you hear is Two Moons. She's doing some clapping to insinuate and she starts pointing. Two Moons is pointing at the fire. So what she was saying is we don't have to cut his leg off, but if we heat up this knife enough, we can go ahead and it's gonna hurt, but put it on the leg and try to close up the wound with heat. And they light that damn knife on fire and they put it on his leg. Yeah! Let me tell you, being burnt on the stove is bad, but imagine a sweltering hot knife on a wounded leg. The captain is in his tent, documenting everything that's going on and how nobody will be safe if we don't come out here and stop these Mormons from trying to take over the land. Now outside, we see a couple of the members gambling, playing cards games, but then we hear some thunder. and it looks like it's about to be a nice little rain on the plains. But during that thunder, you also hear a pow, pow. And then we look down on the ground and there is a finger on the ground. There's gunshots going on outside. It's not just thunder. Captain gets up, he picks up his finger and he's like, what the hell? He goes outside and all hell is broke loose. The Mormons are starting to push in. They're attacking the cavalry. They done caught everyone off guard. You remember Lieutenant Pepper that we said was a little bit suspicious? Well, we were right. He walked away right before the shooting start. Wolesley came up here. He has a fresh ass whooping on his back because of when they got him. He ends up killing the captain. And everyone is just going down. After heating Devin's leg up and I guess closing the wound up, he's asleep. He's out for the count. They gave him some of the medicine. But Sara starts asking Isaac, what's the next move? When are we going to get up out of here? Are we going to Crook Springs? How about California? I'm hearing that the oceans out there are nice. He's like, man, that ain't nothing that I want to do. I'm here to escort you guys, and that's really it. I really don't want to even go to Crook Springs. So she keeps pushing it because she knows how deadly it is out here. And this is what Jim Bridger was explaining when she first showed up to Bridger Fort. The wilderness is nothing to play with. Wild Bill ends up paying Lieutenant Pepper. He comes back down from the hill and he notices everything that's going on. And they're like, man, sometimes it be like that. But he gets a bag full of gold. So he's thinking he's about to walk off into the sunset, the only survivor out here. As he walks off, that's not how it works. There's no witnesses. We know these Mormons are not playing around and they have to make sure everybody is taken care of. And what do? They unalive Lieutenant Pepper also. So he backdoored everyone just to get killed himself. Governor Young shows back up to Bridger. Now he's not playing fair because he comes with some of his marshals. Bridger, he's relaxed. He's cleaning the hooves of a horse, about to put a horseshoe on him. No worries in the world. Now, Governor Young, since he's upset that Bridger won't sell the fort, his sheriffs have an arrest warrant because they said he's been aiding and abetting Indians, giving them weapons and giving them liquor. Now, Bridger's sitting here like, I don't know what you're talking about. Maybe some Native Americans came and snuck a couple of drinks, but I didn't have anything to do with that. I didn't facilitate that. So there is no treason here. But one thing you need to know, Governor, is we live by different laws around here. The law that they live by on Bridger is a little bit different than Utah. See, Bridger has his own laws, but then the Native Americans who had their land wiped away by these Mormons and other white men, they got their own laws. Then the mountaineers that were living up in the hills with their own settlements that got pushed up out of there, they have their own law too. So Bridger has everyone working together as a coalition, and they all pull their weapons on Governor Young and his sheriffs, basically saying we ain't going nowhere. We can't be stopped. It's bad boy for life. So Bridger, he keeps the fort for another day, but he knows that this isn't it. This is not the end. Governor Young says, you got 48 hours. I'm coming back with another offer. Abish rides back with Red Feather to the tribe. And when they get there, she's saying, listen, let's be real now. They're coming for me. They're not going to stop because they watched the massacre that just happened to the cavalry by the Mormons. So Abish is telling Red Feathers, listen, I know you can't understand English, but they're coming to kill. They want me. They want to eliminate me. And in the process of trying to get me, they'll take out all of y'all. Now, I know you guys didn't really want to go to a war like this, but that's just the way it is. Now, we're having a little problem. We're stuck in this cabin. Devin can't walk. We can't move anywhere. And the horses are just sitting outside. Well, Two Moons was sitting out front watching around, doing some reconnaissance. And what did she see? Some wolves off in the distance. Now, this is bad because if the wolves get a hold of the horses who are out here vulnerable, then we're definitely not going to make it out of here. We'll have to wait till spring because walking in this snow, it isn't feasible. Jacob got left in the woods by the bounty hunters. So he's just in his own world. He's at the bottom of the valley. He's in the river washing his face off, but this blood hasn't stopped. I don't think you can clean this guy's face. Not with the material they had back then. but he's sitting here and he's just humming. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And in the background, you hear some horses thudding through the valley. Doo, 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 doo. He looks over and he sees them, but he can't make out who it is. Little did he know, his wife Abish, Red Feathers, and the rest of the tribe actually just rolled by him. It turns out this cabin is familiar. Remember, Isaac said there's a cabin just up the hill. Well, he's having a flashback after seeing the wolves, and he sees his family out here. Remember, he's separated from the tribe, and even mama of the tribe asked him about his new family. Well, his family looked like they died here at this cabin. So that's why he's having so many flashbacks, and that PTSD kicked in when he heard that the wolves were outside, because it looks like his family may have been attacked by wolves. Back at the tribe, Winterbird is sitting here and she waits on Red Feather and Abish and the rest of the members to show up. Now, we already heard what she told Red Feathers. At first, Winterbird, she wanted to be peaceful, but now Abish is a part of them. Abish was supposed to go back with her own people, the white people, but she came back because she felt more comfortable here. And now we know that they're after her. So even Winterbird, she agreed with Red Feathers. And now if it's war they want, it's war they're going to get, because we're not going to keep running and pushing our territory back further and further. We know that America ended up pushing them onto reservations, but prior to the reservations being there, they were losing their lands at a rapid rate. But now we're standing up. Right when you think things are about to get a little bit sweeter and we'll be able to get up, get little Devin ready, head on out, they're sitting around there all talking, making sure that Devin is recovering correctly. They hear some noise outside. They're like, man, what the hell? Isaac goes and opens up the door, and as soon as he opens up the door, bullets start raining down on this cabin. They just got to get low. And now the bounty hunters have finally caught up with them. Tilly, Virgil, and they're here to collect that $1,500 bounty. The bounty hunters run out of bullet and it's time to reload. But this isn't like today where you got a magazine and you can just reload. Nah, Isaac sees this as an opportunity and he goes out there and he starts whooping on them one by one, collecting weapons. After he unalives one, he takes a weapon and goes after the next one. I'm talking about hand-to-hand combat. One thing we know about Isaac, he ain't never backed down. He may have ran a couple of times, but that's because he was outnumbered. But he's never backing down. While Isaac is outside fighting, broke leg Devin, no tongue, two moon, they get snatched up by one of the bounty hunters. He talking about, I'll kill him. I'll take him out right now, man. Put your gun down. Put your gun down. Isaac gets over here. Mr. Reed, help. Mr. Reed, help. When Isaac gets here, what did I just tell you? He ain't backing down from nothing. He may have ran a couple times, but that's because he was outnumbered. He comes straight in here. He doesn't do any talking. Just one to the head. Now, you know he did. He takes this guy out real easily. Pow! Isaac hands the gun over to Two Moons. Protect this house. If anybody comes in here and it's not me, take them out. He goes back outside and asks this last guy, where'd they take her? They took her. I know they took her. Where did they take her? Because they're trying to get this bounty. And now there's a connection and a bond between Isaac and Sara. He ain't trying to let that good thing go. And of course, you know Isaac took out that last guy. But there you go, the recap of episode 5. We got one episode left. Let me know what you're thinking about this whole situation. If you're Isaac, are you hunting down Sara, who has put you in jeopardy every single episode? Or are you just telling them we're going to wait till the morning time and then y'all head out and continue on your path? Let me know, because at this point, I'm not trying to be unalived, and this is a lot of fighting to do solo. But let me know what you think down in the comments below. We got one episode left. I'll see you tomorrow for episode 6. I'm MoedotJ. If you like this kind of content, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I appreciate all of you. Thanks for watching. I'm out.
Jimmy on the beat, boy.